could start doing it's like the Humans of New York, which you said.
Yes.
A lot of times we'll compare it to that. If you follow that blog or that Facebook page, it's one where you're from this part of the country, but it highlights the human interest stories of people in town. Were you inspired by that blog?
I actually heard about that after. So, people were like, hey, that's really, really cool what you're doing. It's kind of similar to this. I'm like, so I researched it a lot, and it's, it's obviously huge. And it's amazing. The stories are incredible. And I was like, oh, so let me, and this was really, really early on, of course. And he was like, all right. I'm like, oh, let me see how, what exactly he does. And what I discovered is, he just walks up to strangers and gets their story and takes a photo of them, which is incredible because you're getting someone, in their natural habitat and exactly what their dry emotion is going to be. But what I do is I find people that, I find their inspirational stories, right? So if there is a entrepreneur or a artist locally and I'm like, oh, that story is really, really inspiring. I know that's going to inspire others to push forward. Then I go ahead and meet them, and there's a whole process to a feature. I don't just go grab photos from Instagram and repost them. I go and I meet them, I interview them. Exactly. I mean, it's really funny because I'm really private about a lot of this, but it's really kind of a art to me because I really just need to get inspired once I even take the interview. It might be a day, it might be right away.
I'm the same way when I pick a story.
With anything with writing, right? For me, it's just I need to feel it right away, and I'm like, okay, I got it, and then I knock it out in an hour, and it's ready to go. But it's just all about just being inspired by it.
So is it the pitch? Do you have a lot of people who slide into your DMs and go, hey, and I'm going to bring up someone because she says, so her name is Janet Piper. She's a viewer all the time, a loyal viewer. Thank you, Janet. Beautiful poem, by the way, that you wrote for Dina. She shared that with me. It was so great. But, she has a book, and there are a lot of people out there who have their own projects, and they want to get in touch with you and say, hey, of course, everyone wants to promote their product, but what is it that you look for? Because not everyone's story is going to resonate, and that's okay. It doesn't mean the product is good or bad.
Not at all. I mean, there's incredible stories from Sacramento that I constantly come across, but how I keep the platform genuine is I follow them for, quite a while and just see what their real ethics are and how they run their business and how they engage with the community and, what they give, right? Because I want to make sure that, whoever is featured really just earn that on the community, aspect. Because that's what it's about. It's about giving. And, I've had I wouldn't say I had a lot, but I've had, people that just want it just because they want followers.
Free publicity.
They want free publicity, right? So, I just want to make sure I gauge them and how genuine they are. And then once that happens, the feature happens.
That is so awesome.
But you need people like this to move to a town in Switzerland to create that sort of culture and atmosphere of inclusiveness. That's why you stay in a city. You need to know that it's a great place to live, work, and play. And that's by having people like you that create that atmosphere.
It's hard to leave that.
It is.
It very much is.
It's probably hard for you to leave the East Coast.
That it was. You guys make it.
We love
you guys make it so much better, and that's what's important when you make good friends and when you have these connections and when you have good food like we do here in Sacramento. I'm not against it.
No, right.
No. So.
Yeah, Sacramento, I would say, has a community unlike anywhere in the world. We really support everybody. There's people that want to work together to make a bigger picture happen.
Yes.
And I honestly don't see that in many cities. And that's another part that just inspires me daily is just seeing how people work together to make really great things happen for the city.
There was rumors, well, not even rumors, we submitted for the Amazon headquarters, right?
Yes.
The HQ2 to come to town, and we're going to find out next year which cities get it, but there's some talks, and people are passionate about it in this newsroom.
Very much so.
We have the platform, we have the people, we have the passion, we have the room, the space in our town. Do you have opinions about that?
So, how long do we have? 4 or 5 hours?
Look at him, he just pulled up his seat.
It's going to be a full Netflix original.
Okay, I'm here for it.
No, but it's, Sacramento is in a really, really special place. And I feel like, when I started, my blog was a really special time. It was the perfect time for it. Yeah. I hear something. I hear something over there. But as a city, I was definitely there and trying to keep the Kings in Sacramento. I was at games with signs, with the grassroots, with Carmichael Dave. He was a major part in keeping the Kings in Sacramento, and Sacktown Royalty and Crown Downtown. And, the Kings are really essential to growing as a city. Yeah. And a lot of people were like, oh, you're going to build this huge arena downtown. What is it going to do? But now we're starting to see that really, really quickly. The arena came in, Golden One Center, and when I walked in, I cried because it meant so much to the city.
That's incredible.
And the first time I walked in, it was just like surreal. Like I felt like I was in Sacramento. They used old signs from businesses and
I love that.
seeing quotes from Kevin Johnson and stuff like that really just changed my perspective on like how my city really was. Like I'm like, this is, everybody understands it here, right?
Right.
So when it comes to stuff like Amazon coming here, that would never even be an option if it wasn't for Golden One staying here. And after Golden One stayed here, Ice Blocks, which is an incredible development, popped up, and a number of other developments, on our street, and Wall, and all those amazing projects, and Powerhouse, and there's really, really cool buildings being built now, and it's all because of Golden One Center.
But I'm sure there are viewers out there that are saying, but it's also driven up prices dramatically, and
There
people
are
have had to
locals
move
here.
out of Midtown and downtown because they can't afford it anymore.
And they don't want HQ to come here.
They don't.
Yes.
They're very much against
And
it.
I mean, I am for the people, of course. So, I always understand that. And, it's all about just finding somewhere that and it's Sacramento, right? So home is Sacramento, as, this says right here.
Very cute.
So I want you to stay here, and the city wants you to stay here. Everybody wants you to stay here, and we don't want you to ever be driven out because of higher prices.
Yeah.
But, the certain areas of Midtown have stayed around the same, pricing of rent.
Where are those?
Of course, there is. Trust me.
You gotta dig.
I will send you all the listings.
Fabulous,
If you need me to. But then there is like Ice Blocks that
I saw
has
those.
competitive pricing because they're brand new, and they're luxury lofts, and Powerhouse, which is luxury lofts. So people always look at that scale and like, oh, no way I'm gonna afford that. But it's like there's so many really, really good options that are beautiful places to live within the grid. And if okay, maybe the grid is a little bit pricey.
The grid.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The grid,
the grid.
Midtown,
Learning.
downtown area.
Yes.
So much we could talk about. This could be its
Yeah.
own Facebook Live special that we can go on and on about. I want to really quick before we end this get to your special event because there are a lot of people here going, I follow him, I see all of
Yes.
you. Glenn
People
McBurney
love
Jr.
you.
I didn't catch this guy's name. Is he new to Extra Shot team member? No, he's just here today, but you can meet him on Sunday. Talk to us about your event happening.
So Sunday, I actually have a pop-up for my winter collection, which is part of the People of Sacramento.
Yes.
It's all Sacramento-centric apparel.
916.
916 hats.
Repping
I am. I'm trying.
My Home of Sacramento
Microphone.
cases, and then of course sweaters
Hats.
and shirts and hats. So they are in good stock in Arden Fair Mall. I built out that pop-up with them. Scott and Justin are the owners. They're amazing guys.
One more time, the name of the spot?
Good stock.
Good stock
Good
in
stock in
Arden
Arden Fair Mall. And then Sunday, I've teamed up with Front Street Animal Shelter because I have a really, really growing passion for animal welfare and shelter animals. So we're gonna bring out a bunch of puppies and set up a live feed of the puppies being watched from everybody in the mall.
In the window.
In the window. So
Like
it's like,
this.
how much is that puppy in the window, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna change brand awareness of what a shelter animal looks like. Because everybody thinks, oh, I don't want to go to the shelter and get these dogs that have just been there forever. But it's not true. There's incredible dogs in the city shelter.
Yeah.
I fostered, I believe, 20 plus at this point.
Wow.
And, and they've all gone home from people that are on People of Sacramento. My last
special.
one went to Scal Libizier, who's on the Kings.
You just have to see it to believe it and be like, oh, I want that dog.
Oh, we need to see it, eh?
Yeah. We have some special guests.
Yes, we do.
Today. So pups that look a lot like
Like
this
Oh my
yes.
will be there. And these ones,
I hold?
fortunately, were just adopted,
Oh, I
which
know,
is
but
great
they're so
news.
cute.
From Front Street Animal Shelter.
Oh, here, I don't even need this
Oh
anymore.
my gosh, I know, we don't even
Look
need
at this
anymore.
cutie.
So these dogs, adoptable dogs, will be at the store on
they
Sunday.
will be. So Sunday, we'll be there when the mall opens at 11.
Okay.
And we'll be there probably till 3 or 4. But we'll be there with a drop with Front Street.
Oh, look at the legs.
That's going to go to, a lot of proceeds will go to Front Street Animal Shelter. And that's kind of a surprise still.
Oh, okay.
So,
Exclusive.
I know. I mean, I'm keeping a lot of secrets. I know. But it's definitely going to be really exciting, and we want to do something really special for Front Street Animal
you
Shelter.
crying? Oh my God.
Because they do a lot for the community.
They do.
Gina and Bobby, who are and all the volunteers there, and all the staff at Front Street Animal Shelter do an incredible job at taking the city shelter and making it a very, very big staple in our community.
That is so good that you've teamed
Look,
up
they're
with them.
excited. Do you hear
All
it?
proceeds,
They're
yes,
like,
go to
they just want a
Fresh
hug. That's all they want to do. You know,
Where are you
those
going?
puppies.
Let's see if he walks. So
Watch the laptop.
watch it and plop.
Please don't fall.
It's a Christmas
See,
present.
it could be a Christmas
Aw.
present
See?
for your next, for whoever
I
you want
wanna
to give a
name
dog to. Is it? Oh my
It's a
gosh,
her,
so
yeah.
cute. Her. Okay, we checked down here. Okay, I want to get to some of the comments.
Yes.
before
Makes
we
me
leave.
miss my puppy Emmy. Hi, Emmy.
Oh, Delia
don't drink
Torres.
Megan's.
Yes, Midian Daytil.
Yes.
The puppies are precious. That's Mama Daytil.
Just look at her.
Reggie Cepeda, love
I
your
have
vibe,
one?
Adrian. Welcome, Amiga. Oh, welcome, Delia. Oh, loves the show. Congratulations. So we're getting a lot of love right now on Facebook Live.
Yes.
We want you to love on
Who
some
wants a
dogs
Yes.
puppy?
this Sunday. So head on
Yes.
down to Art and Fair Mall, and then you can pick up some cheesecakes while
Yes,
you're
so
there.
yeah, Kayla's
Right.
upstairs at her shop, located in the food court once again. But good stock is near the Macy's side of the mall.
'Kay.
So come on in. We're gonna be hanging out. There'll be puppies, and then there will be the news about that drop. That will
Oh.
the
Oh, this
proceeds
is
will
really
go
good.
to Front Street Animal Shelter.
News. I just got a little nibble.
It was a kiss. It was a
It's a love
kiss.
bite. It's a love bite.
Oh my gosh.
Love bite. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning
Yes.
in.
Thank
and
you so much.
Happy
I appreciate you guys.
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in at
Oh,
3 a.m.
of course.
Go
so
sleep.
this team is incredible
Aw.
at ABC 10. So you guys should definitely know they
Hugs.
work hard to bring you guys a lot of awesome news every single day.
Every
And
day.
puppies.
ABC 10
And
should be on
puppies.
Instagram. puppies. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.
Bye. Can I have kisses again? Oh, don't eat the cupcake.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry, Pops.